What's up, beautiful people, and welcome to another episode of Don't Keep Up With the Joneses. 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 What's up, beautiful people, to another episode of the Jones Family Channel. It's me, Rickey Jones Jr. We also have the oh so lovely
Chrystle Jones.
Back again for another phenomenal video in which we are, as parents, y'all know we parents at the end of the day, and as parents we are thankful for a lot of things, and being on this here continent, being within this country gives us a lot of reasons to be thankful in and of itself. However, being parents as well, we get to look at our kids, our oh so lovely Rain and the oh so handsome Mr. Handsome, as you would call him,
yes.
Right? Mr. Handsome Rickey Jones the third. Get to look at them and be able to see how they are being affected, or being able to see different things, or being able to experience different things. And so we want to do this video for you all to talk about 5 things that we are thankful for that our kids get to experience while living here in South Africa. And so mine, I'll go first, right? Okay. Because, you know what I'm saying, I be looking at them and I be thinking like, man, y'all, and I'm speaking to you all as I'm thinking about them. However, man, y'all, you get to live on a whole nother country, like a whole nother continent. Like, do you grasp, are you able to grasp what that fully means? Because I mean, growing up, I did come in contact with people that were from other countries or lived in other countries, but most of them were through the military, right? And so I know a lot of people, I was born in Germany or I was born in Italy, because their parents were stationed in other you know, countries. Like Kobe, he was actually born in Italy because his father was in the military. But anyway, all that to say, like, that's usually the case. However, our kids get to get the experience, however, not necessarily because of the military sending us off, but because their parents live in a life of faith. However, I look at them like, man, like, and it's funny because it usually comes out when they say like, I want to go back and visit America. They'll think like, what? Like, I want to go visit America, but again, like, I get it because they're here and they recognize that this is between here and there, and their thought is like, let's go visit and see our family, our friends. And they was talking the other day, they were like, I want to go visit just for like a day
Rickey, a weekend. Rain said that's a waste of money.
She did say it's a waste of money and time, but he was like, no, let's just go say hey to our family and friends in America, and then we could fly back. But I mean, just even how they're contextualizing their conversations and even their thought processes even go ahead, it's like, whoa. And so, you know, with that being said, I'm even looking forward to the results of them living on a whole nother country than what they were born into or accustomed to, and how, you know, life would be like for them going forward.
Yeah, I'm really excited just for them to say they've had the experience. I feel like they're at an age, Ricky's 5, so he may not remember as much, but definitely like Rain is old enough to remember, grasp, and say like, no, I legit lived in a whole nother country, on a whole nother continent for a period of time in my life. And you know, she's making these friends and stuff that, you know, could be friends that last a lifetime. Some of them she's grown very close to, and so I think that's super cool that she's already building this foundation for international friends, because she lives internationally. Correct,
but still holding on to her American friends at the same time. So it's like cool to watch how, what time is it? Oh, okay, yeah, I can call back in the States because they're awake right now. So it's just fun. It's a fun dynamic.
Navigating
like time zones and FaceTiming and texting, like, oh no, it's cool.
Yeah, I know. One of the things that I'm really thankful that they get to experience is learning to swim at school. I know in the States, they don't really have, at least the schools that I've seen, they don't really have like swimming pools, and, you know, especially not for 5-year-olds, 7-year-olds.
That's true.
So I think that swimming is a really great life skill to actually have. So I'm grateful that they're learning life skills like swimming.
See what you did there.
Kids love water. Pools, jacuzzis,
Rickey, he
beaches, the things, but they truly are learning to swim. And again, that's just such a great life skill. So I'm really grateful that that's not an extra thing that you have to pay for. Like in the States, normally you have to pay this extra fee for your kids to learn to swim at like a swim school or something. Here it's in the curriculum.
Right, that is true, which is very helpful and useful, because even in the States we're doing the swim classes on Saturdays, but then it just didn't work out with our schedule, and we were asking people to take the kids to swim classes, and it just didn't work out. So inevitably you just stop because it just don't work for your situation. But here it's built into the school curriculum, and so boom shakalaka. Now Ricky's getting confidence in the water, right? Because at first he wasn't doing it. He wasn't about that water life.
He hated it. He said, he vocally said, I hate swim.
Right. But now, you know, we're working on some things. So stay tuned to the blogs.
And he can do it. Even if he's like, swimming is not my thing, he's learning the skill set.
That's it. That's it. And so his godparents back in the States, y'all have some fun with him, because he has horror stories with you all so far in the pool. But at the end of the day, the boy will be able to find himself doggy paddling, because he can do that. But anyway, you know what I'm saying, that's neither here nor there. However, one of the things for me, like now, what is it? The third thing, however, is for them to be able to be within a whole nother culture, right? Because here in South Africa, things are different than things in the States. However, just being able to like interact with them, just now, Rain. She's the one, because I mean, we talk about it in the vlogs, we talk about it in the lives. Rain has taken this culture, nuance, and new experience to a whole nother level. So much that she calls herself South African, and we not South African.
We're not South African enough for her.
We're not. Like, she wants to do things such as eat the street food, have biltong. She loves chicken licking. She loves the cream soda and the Stonies. Like, she's truly taking in the culture.
She want to take off her shoes all the time. I said Rain.
Yeah, that's Rain and Ricky.
People wear shoes.
Rain and Ricky. Yeah.
And she's like, no, but a lot of the kids, they like to take off their shoes, and so I'm like,
facts. That's the thing that we like still learning and embracing at the end of the day, because at the schools, right, not just out and about, but at the schools, a lot of the kids like to take their shoes off and walk around the class and the playground and things with their shoes off.
And they let them.
And the teachers let them.
In the States, that's not a thing. You wear your shoes.
You wear your shoes all day. However, some kids like to, some kids don't. And you know what I'm saying? And we go pick up the kids, and the kids have their shoes, and then they losing socks. That's the problem. That's the greater problem. They losing stuff.
Rain loses socks. Ricky will keep up with his things.
Ain't want to call my baby girl out.
Rain loses socks.
Yeah.
Rain loses a lot of things.
That's my girl. She does. She does. But we're going to make sure she have what she need. And so, but yeah, like, so there's that culture side of things. But then even like we're driving and they talking about the taxis and just say, oh, there they go. They're going to run the light because that's what they do. So it's like even those little nuances as they're picking up. And at the end of the day, I'm excited as well. There's my phrase, right? At the end of the day, I'm excited for them to be able to get out as well as we continue to explore. For them to go to the soccer games, probably not a rugby game. Oh, no, rugby game, but not cricket. Nah, I don't think I'm gonna do cricket. But the rugby games, the soccer games, it just get to experience the other things that makes the culture of South Africa great. And I love it that they get to experience it. And then even as well, like Rain is starting to call me Papa, right? Which is a thing that they say here to men and fathers. And it's like, okay, she picking up on the lingo and the language. And we learning like Rain like that and the slang. She learned it. She learned it.
Rain actually has a whole accent.
Correct. That she'll turn
on and turn off.
When she's around us, she'll turn it off. But like when she comes home from school, it's still there. It's still there. And then around dinner time, it clicks off. So the culture is definitely coming upon her.
But it's cool because it's allowing her to have such a global perspective.
Right.
And I think that when people are able to be exposed to more global perspectives, it helps them to love others well.
Very true.
Because they understand that everybody's not the same. Everybody doesn't sound the same, look the same. You know, there's just so many different nuances that can exist in humanity. And her seeing that, Ricky seeing that at a young age helps them to build up a value and a love for differences.
That's so true. And the way that Rain submerges herself within the culture of South Africa definitely gives me motivation to say I can do it too. So as she eats and tries different things, I'm gonna start doing it. Right? I talked to Safiso and he talked about I should try this, I should try that. And at first I was like, no. I was apprehensive because it was something that I wouldn't usually or normally do. However, because of my baby girl and just taking it all in, I say I can do it too. So
yeah, she told her after school teacher to only speak to me in Zulu.
Right. And she is having fun with the Zulu too. Like, she really is. And so, you know, it's a beautiful thing, man. They make me proud.
Yeah, it really does. And I would say along with the culture comes the language. And that's the fourth thing. Second thing, I really love that Rain and Rickey are learning additional languages.
Yeah. How
can you be a global citizen if you are not committed to learning any language other than the one that you were born speaking? Yes, people speak English here. People speak English in many parts of the world. But I do believe that caring for others is taking the time to learn the languages of others. And so you can't say you're a truly global person if you only speak one language. Like, what is that? Not even if you're not fluent in other languages, like taking the time to learn. But I love that they're going to be fluent in multiple languages. And so I'm really excited for them to continue to learn additional languages, and me now also learning more languages. And so that's something that I'm definitely thankful and grateful for.
Yeah, because once they learn it at school, whatever they learn at school, they bring it home during homework or just practice and reiteration for tests and things like that. So as they learn it, we learn it. But then as well as we are just out and about, we learn it, and things and so forth. And you know, it's to your point of learning another language. I know Rickey was really heavy on Spanish, right? Rain too, but Rickey was engulfed in Spanish from like birth and different schools he was in. And so if he heard somebody speaking something other than English, he assumed it was just Spanish. Like, everybody in the world knows English or Spanish.
He's only 5 though, so don't hold it against him.
But I mean, he's grown now since then. Like, even so, when I take him to school or whatnot, or when we're out and about, we'll hear people saying, and we'll hear people talking in other languages and saying other things, and Rickey will say, oh, that's Afrikaans. I'm like, oh, in my mind. But you know, I just try not to express it outwardly too much because I don't want to throw him off. But I'm thinking, oh, my boy knows another language, and he knows it's not English or Spanish, but there's an Afrikaans, there's a Zulu. He'll say things in Zulu as well. And so, I mean, it's cool just to see how being here, even in a short period of time, because we haven't even been here for a year just now. However, with it, they have truly not only embraced learning another language, but even recognizing when they hear that other language being spoken.
And I would say even too, it was funny because Rain was reading a text that came to Rickey on his iPad, and it wasn't, some of them weren't words, a large portion of it. And Rain, but the cool part is Rain literally looked at the text and she said, these aren't words. She said, there's not a vowel next to this consonant, and da-da-da. And she was breaking down the construction of what a word should look like. And I said, oh, you learned that, Rain? She said, yes, I learned that in my It's a Zulu class. And so not only, like, she's literally grasping the way that a word should even look and be constructed in another language. There are children that cannot tell you about what language word construction should look like in English. And they have high school graduates. Like, I mean, so it's like,
college too.
That is that is so amazing. I'm like, you are learning what word construction looks like, how vowels and syllables and consonants and all this stuff comes together to create a word, to the point that you look and you say, this is nowhere, this is not even in any language. And so I think that's cool too, because it's showing that they're, even with the way that they're teaching them, it's building a foundation to know, even if I don't know this word, I know what words look like. Even if it's, this must just be another language that I don't know yet or whatever. So I think that's so cool. And so I'm extremely grateful for that.
And see, that's the writing in you. You know what I'm saying? You see that and it lights you up. I heard it and it went over my head. You know what I'm saying? So hey man, that shit, if it brings you joy, I get it. But I mean, as you broke it down just then, it made sense to me, and it definitely does give me comfort and excitement knowing all that's ahead, right? As we continue this journey of life and where we may find ourselves country-wise. So you're right, you know, I get it and I respect it now that you said it.
Right. Well, because I think about one of their friends who came over not speaking any English.
Yeah.
But within like 6 months time, she became fluent in English because they're teaching her in English. And then even this year, she's reading in Zulu already. And it's like, this girl, she didn't speak any English, she didn't speak any Zulu, but now she's fluent in both within a matter of, let's say, 9 months. Yeah. So not even a year.
Brilliant.
And she's 8 years old. Like, the fact, but again, it's the way that they're teaching them. It makes sense. She's probably going to be able to catch on the languages so fast. Yeah. And so I'm really excited for that. For the kids to have that ability.
True. Again,
knowing languages takes you places. Even people don't realize it, but knowing multiple languages that are especially global languages takes you places.
Yep. And which, you know, we know somebody that I'm thinking of Pastor Hershey on. He knows multiple languages and is taking them to multiple continents and countries around the world doing business. So to your point, you're right. It's definitely beneficial, especially financially. However, the fifth thing, right, is last but not least, I'm thankful, ladies and gentlemen, for the church that we are a part of. As you know, we are believers. We are followers of God and Jesus Christ. And with that and through that, we have linked up with the church here, Rivers Church Santon, which y'all see on Monday vlogs on a regular. And I'm thankful for the church, specifically through the lens of the kids, because as they come home, they talk about the things that they've learned, and they sing worship songs, and I'll be singing a worship song at the house, or we'll play one in the car and they're singing. I'm thinking like, how you know this song? Yeah. And they're like, oh, we sung it at church. And Rickey, when I say they, let me be specific. Rickey, during shower time, is in the shower singing to the top of his lungs.
He makes songs himself.
Loud. But I mean, at the end of the day, I'm a parent. I'm like, you know, we live in an apartment, so I don't want to do too much where we causing commotion for the neighbors. But I'm like, at the same time, no, man, you worship. You know what I'm saying? Because those that worship him must worship in spirit and in truth. And so with him being a worshiper, let the baby worship. However, I believe, of course, we have the roots of Revealing Truth Ministries, RTM Nation, you already know. Tampa, Florida, if you need a church, that's where you should go. However, that was our roots. That's where it started. And now being here, being around other believers in a community of faith, just... man, like, I don't know how this would flow or function without that. And so I'm thankful for that. And even while I was in the video today, and even from that, the kids getting awards, getting kind awards, getting worship awards. Even Rickey received, I think, either one or
multiple
worship
more
awards,
than that.
But then other awards in general, just even the church, the children's church and things like that, promoting them, boosting them, and encouraging them to be all that they are and were created to be. And I think it goes without saying how beneficial it would be for them in the long run. And then even now, you know what I'm saying? We pray pertaining to our kids and the assignments and the gifts and the anointings and the callings that God has for them, with that information being able for us to steward them, to guide them along his way for their lives. And now both of them talk about, I want to preach. They having battles about who can preach, because one want to preach on them. They both have mics, thanks to, you know what I'm saying, Chrystle and Christmas time. They both have mics and things, and they both battling who going. It's a whole situation. Saturdays, one day I'm gonna record the whole situation, because they do praise and worship first, you know what I'm saying, and then they go into the message, but then one introduces the other one. But I say all that to say, I strongly believe they see the representation of it at church, right, on Sundays and things like that, and then they want to bring it home, and then if it's within them, they want to share it. And so if you saw yesterday's vlog, you'll see at the end of it, Rain giving her little sermon. I only did a clip of it. It was about a 20-minute sermon that she taught on Saturday, and that thing was good. But anyway, all that to say, it's definitely without cause or without truth that it's because of the church that we're getting to see the results that we're seeing of them here at the home. So
yeah, and I was gonna say, I think
thankful.
that part of the thing is what they do see at church, because at the church, the youth lead the youth. Very often in the ministries, there's adults that are overseeing the youth, but they really encourage the youth to be engaged in sharing their faith, and so they know the foundations of what it is that they are learning, to the point that they could explain it to somebody else, they can repeat it to somebody else, and so they are truly encouraged. And I know, because I was like, oh, maybe I could serve in the youth ministry, and they're like, you have to be a youth to serve as in the youth ministry. Well, the young adults and the high school and the junior youth, they are teaching each other with the oversight again of adults and pastors that are assigned to that area. But it makes sure that the children truly understand what they're learning. They're not just coloring or playing games or whatever. They are truly learning the principles of the Word of God in a way that they can share it with others and understand the truth of the Word of God. And so I think that's just invaluable.
No, so very true. And with us being ministers, being from legacy and lineages of pastors and ministers, I mean, seeing our kids flow in their gift, it's a joy, right? It's a joy that can't put into words. However, if you're a parent, you may understand what it's like, you know, to see your kids shine bright in the gifts that's within them. And so I obviously attest that to the church that we attend, as well as, you know, us as parents and the representation that we do bring and give them within the home as well. So, and all with it all, great people, it's so many reasons to be thankful for us being here in Johannesburg. However, we just want to share 5, and you know, if you want more, let us know in the comment section below. I'm sure we could think of others, because day by day we're aware of the fact that this here is a great opportunity, a great experience, and we're thankful that we get to share with the kids, but then as well with you through YouTube. So if you haven't already done so, please click that subscribe button, okay, as we are on our way to not only 50,000 subscribers, but 100,000 subscribers, okay? And hopefully we can get it this year. We'll see. However, share with a friend if you've subscribed already, because it's always a good time when the Jones family is online. Until next time, we love you all. We appreciate you all. Peace.